Hello, everyone, and welcome to MC 305 Media Writing. My name is Danielle Devers. I'm your instructor, and I'm so excited to have you this semester. Media writing is extremely important, and this semester we're going to be focusing on writing persuasively for various types of media. This class is more geared towards those of you who are trying to do commercials and PSAs, but also building a writing portfolio. If you want to be a journalist, if you want to be in PR or advertising, this is a great class for you to jumpstart your career as a media writer. We will be creating, editing, and critiquing copy for all different types of writing, more specifically commercials and PSAs, but these skills will also be used in other fields as well. We will also learn how to tell a story, which is one of the most requested skills for careers, regardless of whether you want to be a media writer or not. Being able to tell a story effectively and persuasively will make you stand out in the job market. In fact, when looking at the job market, the top 10 most in-demand skills, according to CEOs from some of the most wanted companies, the number one skill is always communication, and this course is going to help you build that. You're also going to be learning organization, meeting deadlines, how to think critically. You're going to build your creativity through your writing, interpersonal communication by the way that you communicate with your classmates on discussion boards, and being able to adapt to all different types of situations and multimedia formats. So that's really the purpose of MC 305, and I think you'll get a lot out of this class. This is an online only class. I know a lot of us have had to make difficult choices about whether or not we were going to be on campus or not, myself included. I actually have lupus, and so I am in a at-risk population and need to stay home during the COVID-19 pandemic. And so that's why I'll be teaching this course online. I'll be honest, this is not my favorite way of teaching because I love my students and I love interacting with you, but I'm hoping to bring that same interaction and passion that I have for my students through this online modality. All of your course and the materials for this course will be accessed through Canvas. We will never meet synchronously unless you have a one-on-one appointment with me, which I highly encourage. You don't have a specific day and time when you have to do these, but you will notice that your Canvas course is still broken out into the original Tuesday, Thursday format. This is so that you can understand that the assignments and the amount of material is the same that you would have had if we were meeting an in-person course. So that's why I've structured it this way. And I hope that you enjoy the flexibility of not having to come to class and having a little more flexibility on when you can complete materials. In order to get ready for an online course, Montevallo has an online readiness assessment. This will look at your personal computer, your internet connection, and other things to make sure that you are going to be successful for an online course. I've shared the link in the Canvas module right under this video. So take this assessment and it will give you some recommendations if you're not quite prepared to take an online course. In an online only class, there are many advantages and disadvantages, but the primary thing that I want to encourage is that you keep up with deadlines. Because you're not meeting face-to-face with the instructor, it can be hard to kind of know when things are due, and it can be difficult to keep up with deadlines, but you're being given this great flexibility in order to kind of do things at your own pace. So work ahead when possible to prevent falling behind. If you do fall behind, it's very hard to catch up. So make sure that you're really staying on top of deadlines for this online course. In an online only class, you don't have to come to class. So, hey, you're never going to be tardy. Congrats. We don't have any required in-person or Zoom meetings, but I'm available anytime for you. In addition, you'll be able to work at your own pace, and all of these videos, all of the material will be available anytime. So you can always go back and look at the materials from a previous module as you're reviewing for exams or other things to help you move forward. You can always meet one-on-one with me. I've provided a Calendly link, which connects to my calendar, so you can sign up for times to meet with me either by phone or by Zoom. And that way you can still have the instructional value of having me in a class without actually being in person. As I've said before, you have the same amount of coursework as an in-person class, but where you might have an in-class discussion in an in-person class, you're going to have discussion posts on Zoom, on Canvas rather. So there are also more opportunities, I think, to interact with classmates, primarily because you're going to have to discuss things and respond to their posts. So I think you will like being able to hear what people think about a particular topic and being able to professionally and respectfully have discussions about that. Some of the disadvantages of an online course: you have to take primary responsibility to keep up with the instructions, the assignments, and the deadlines. And again, if you fall behind, it can be difficult to catch up. And of course, you won't get to see me each week, which is super sad, but remember, I am always here for you. Some tips to succeed in an online class: make sure you watch my videos. I put a lot of time and effort into these instructional videos, and I will try to keep them as short as possible. Some are going to be longer than others just because of the amount of material that I'm having to cover. But make sure you're watching these videos because a lot of the course is based on these instructions. Make sure you read your textbook as well as any other readings that I might post on Canvas. This is the primary way that you're going to learn this semester, and your discussion boards need to reflect that you've read and watched the videos. In addition, any of your exams will be based on videos, readings, and discussion boards. So your success in the class will really depend on doing these things. And as always, reach out to me. There is never a silly question. If you don't want to schedule time with me to meet on Zoom to ask a question, you can email me as well. So I am here for you, and I am happy to help in whatever way I can. Make sure you read the syllabus. This is a really important thing for online classes because that syllabus is going to have all of the keys for what I expect of you, as well as kind of a schedule that you need to keep along with. The course materials for 305 are this Basics of Media Writing textbook. That's where a lot of our readings will come from. I will also post additional readings to the module. In addition, you're going to need either the 2020 or 2019 Associated Press style book. If you get the 2019 version, know that there are some things that have been updated, but I will try to address those in any of our AP style videos if I find changes in the materials that we're using. You need to have access to Canvas as well as either Teams or Zoom to have meetings with me. And you will need internet access to submit assignments, engage with the online course material. This is usually done most easily through a computer. I know some of you like using tablets or phones to follow along with Canvas, but it can be very difficult to submit assignments that way. So make sure you have access to a computer in some form or fashion to at least submit assignments. You'll also need to be able to do some word processing. You can use Google Docs, Word, whatever works best for you. Just make sure that you have access to those files. Also, a flash and jump drive can be very helpful in saving assignments. You're going to have a lot of writing assignments this semester, so being able to keep things with you is going to be important. In the grade breakdown, 15% of your grade will be homework, whether it's the AP style homework that's worth 5% or any additional homework assignments that you may have. You're also going to have a few quizzes and exams worth 30% of your grade. Every Thursday, you're going to take a current events quiz, which will help you to kind of stay up to date in the news, which I think is very important when building media literacy. You can refer to your syllabus to see some of the sources that I'll be pulling news from, but these will be events that as long as you've turned on the news, you should know what's going on. You will also have an exam specifically on AP style book that will be worth 5% of your overall grade, and a midterm grade that will go over the readings and the videos. That's going to be worth 10% of your grade. We will have a final exam worth 10% of your grade, but that will not be cumulative. The primary way that I'm going to judge whether or not you're gaining the material from this class is through writing assignments. It's going to be worth 50% of your grade. You're going to have 12 critiques and 12 writing assignments. You will be able to drop the lowest 2 grades on both of those, making them 10% and 40% of your grades overall. Finally, your attendance and participation will be through your discussion post, and this will be more about the quality of your post rather than the quantity. So make sure you're doing the reading so that the quality of your post reflects that you are engaging with the material. In addition to posting an original comment, you will be expected to post replies to 2 people. I don't want you just to write something like, hey, I agree with you. It really needs to be thought out and provide evidence for why you agree or disagree with someone. If you're trying to keep up with the schedule, there are 2 places to check. The bottom of the syllabus is our proposed schedule for the semester, and then each of the modules will be placed in order of how you should complete them. I may add or take away assignments as necessary throughout the semester, so the module listing is always going to be correct, and I will try to update the syllabus anytime I change something. But if there is a question about which one is right, always go with the module listing. I'll be posting the modules as soon as I complete them, which hopefully will always be at least Friday before the week begins. So try to work ahead as much as possible so that you don't fall behind on those deadlines. And if you have a question about a deadline, assignments, or really anything going on in the course, please contact me. Just because we are not meeting synchronously does not mean that I'm not here for you. I welcome your emails, and I welcome meeting in person through Zoom as well. It's important for me to go over plagiarism in a media writing class because as professional writers, we're held to the highest standards of writing. And plagiarism is something I take very seriously in my class. These are the definitions provided by the University of Montevallo on what is considered plagiarism. The main idea here is that if you are taking anyone's words or ideas and not giving them proper credit for it through citations or quotes, that will be considered plagiarism. Using someone else's facts or ideas without acknowledgement. If you did not collect and gather that data, then it's not yours to use. So even when you are working with someone, if it's an individual assignment and you're pulling from the ideas of another classmate, or the work of another classmate, that's also going to be considered cheating and plagiarism. Using something that you've written for one class to turn in for this class is also considered self-plagiarism, which is still very much frowned upon within the professional writing community and will be considered plagiarism for this class. Finally, making up quotes, citations, facts, things of that nature is considered plagiarism. I, again, hold you to a very high standard of writing since we are in a media writing class. So make sure that you do not plagiarize this semester because I will take the actions that the University of Montevallo allows me to if I find plagiarism happening throughout the semester. I don't expect that to happen. I know you guys are a great group of students, but I always want to be very clear about plagiarism right at the beginning of the semester. Finally, deadlines are another critical aspect in the media business. They will be strictly enforced in this class. Failure to reach sources, not complete interviews, or any other things that happen that just kind of put you behind are not acceptable excuses. This is why you have to work in advance. A missed deadline, if you're a media writer, means lost money, runs, or publications for your organization. And a lot of times that means you will be fired for missing deadlines. So for this class, if you miss a deadline without talking to me about it prior to the deadline, it will be a 0 on the assignment. Finally, I just want to re-emphasize, you should be contacting me anytime you have a concern, a question, or just want to chat with me. There's a Calendly link to make Zoom appointments with me, both on Canvas and on the syllabus. So that's the best way to contact me. You can also email me questions. My email is there. And finally, if you need to drop something off for me to pick up later, my office is in Strong Hall 137, or you can drop it off in the main mass communication office with Darlene. So now that you've watched this video, make sure you take that online readiness quiz that's right below this, read the syllabus. And again, it's important that you do that to maintain responsibility for your work in the course. Then you can watch the video that I've done on the importance of persuasive writing, read chapter 1, and then take the media writer's self-perception scale. Upload this back to me by Thursday so that you will have completed that homework on time. I hope you guys have a great start to your first week back at Montevallo for fall of 2020. And again, I look forward to having you this entire semester. Have a great day.